Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle, and today we're going to be talking about how important your height is in terms of your dating success. I've had a couple questions about this topic, so let's have a look at them. First, he says, why is there so much hype about women wanting a guy who's 6 foot and 5'8" is considered a manlet online right now? Can you make a video about how much height actually matters in terms of your percentage of women who would reject you based on that in a Western country? Okay, I will answer that. He also has a follow-up question. Also mention how much it matters online versus in person, as I think it's not as much of an issue in day game, but it's more of an issue online and night game. And you would be correct. It depends on the environment in which you are competing in, okay? What guys don't understand is online is the absolute highest echelon of competition you will ever encounter in your entire life. You will never encounter this amount of competition in day game or night game. No, like when you are being compared to thousands of other pictures of other men in real time within seconds. She's just flipping through looking for the hottest guys, okay? You're competing against unlimited, like tens of thousands of men, okay? That's how many like swipes she can go through. No, until she finds a guy that really knocks her socks off. And like, whoa, like who's this guy? That's why the competition is so much higher online, because you are being compared to literally tens of thousands of other men. Okay, in real time, she can go through that many pictures. She can go through like 100 pictures in, like a couple minutes if she wanted to. Like, no. Obviously, height will be an issue online. But keep in mind, there are ways around this online. There's no way of knowing exactly how tall you really are unless you're around taking pictures with a lot of other people and you're a lot taller than them or you're a lot shorter than them. That is when she'll figure out, okay, this is how tall he is. Is he really tall or is he a short guy? Okay, so you can kind of fraud your way into women's pants onto dates by, hiding the fact that you are shorter than average. You can take pictures from below angles to make yourself look taller. I've seen women do this as well. A woman is really short. Sometimes she will take all these pictures of a downward angle, all pointed upwards, and there's no way of knowing, man, she must be really tall. All these pictures are like, pointed upwards towards her when she's actually really short. And guys do the same thing, which is a lot of the times why, women kind of get catfished. They thinking they're going out with a guy that's super tall, and then he shows up on the date and he's, not exactly living up to expectations. He's shorter than she is. A lot of stuff happens. That is why sometimes women will ask you how tall you really are, because I've had a lot of bad experiences where I thought he was tall and, he was not exactly living up to expectations. So yes, obviously height is a big issue online because, let's face it, if you've got to pick between thousands of men, you're obviously going to try to pick the ones that are really tall, or ones that are tall, good looking, good body, good everything. Okay, it sucks, but that's the way it is. You can hide the fact that you are short by taking quality pictures of yourself in certain angles. But again, you have to be good enough to overcome that shortcoming, no pun intended, when you show up on the date. You have to somewhat live up to expectations. I remember dating a girl when I was very new to Tinder, and she was 6 feet tall. And she said, "Tall people unite," in her, in her bio. And I'm like, okay, like I'm tall, I'm 6 feet, I'm same as height as her, shouldn't be a problem. And when she showed up on the date, I noticed, like, I invited her straight over to my place, and I met her outside my apartment, and I noticed right away she was kind of disappointed. She was like, oh, I thought this guy was gonna be like 6'5". I was the exact same height as her, and I didn't give a shit. I just walked right up to her and said, "Welcome to my place," picked her right off the ground. And it was like, it completely changed. Okay. She didn't care that I wasn't 6'5". Okay. Because I didn't care. I didn't let it stop me at all. Okay. I went on the date, had frozen yogurt, took her back to my place, hooked up with her, no problem. And she still wanted to see me again, okay? She was that, impressed. She still wanted to see me again, despite me, not being probably as tall as she expected. So yes, you can overcome this online by hiding the fact that you are shorter than average, okay? You're going to kind of catfish these women. And obviously, if they ask you straight up, like, before I go on a date with you, I just want to make sure, like, you're a certain height. Like, that's reasonable, okay? They've got thousands of guys to pick from. Okay, you can fudge your numbers about 2 inches because you can wear insoles about 2 inches to add 2 inches to your height. Okay, so do that. Say, like, hey, I'm 5'9" when you're 5'7". Hey, I'm 5'8" when you're 5'6", because you can add insoles and give yourself 2 inches without anybody even noticing. Okay, so do that. But a lot of the times these women won't even ask. Okay, in which case you just go on the date. You can do enough to overcome your shortcomings. No pun intended again. Now, day game. Yes, it's going to be out. You're going to have a lot more success in day game because you're not being compared to thousands of other men in real time. Okay, that is why you will have a ton more success on, like, doing cold approach. Okay, that is why it's not that big of an issue, because she's not comparing you to thousands of other men. The less competition you have, the higher your returns on investment. There's more profit margin. Okay, that is why day game is really good for finding quality girlfriends and everything like that, because you're not being compared to thousands of other men, and that is a good thing. Now let's go over to night game. Night game is where I think height matters the absolute most. Okay, it's kind of a weird environment. You're in a dark environment, not a lot of people can see you, and there's going to be some women there that are looking to hook up. Okay, and guess which guys you're going to pick to hook up with? The tall guys, the jacked guys, any guy that looks like he'd be a good time in bed and knows what he's doing in bed. Okay, because they are looking for, to get laid and have a really good experience. So obviously they're going to pick guys that look like they can do that job, which is why they will pick jack guys and really tall guys. And the really tall guys have an advantage in this environment because they're in a crowd of other men. And if you're a head taller than everybody else, guess who every woman is going to be looking at? They're going to be looking up at that guy. Like, he's just towering over everybody else. Which is why it's a good idea when you're in these night game environments to have some shoe lifts. No one's going to notice. You're just going to make yourself, 2 inches, 3 inches taller so everybody can see you. And you're taller, more dominant than everybody else in that arena. It helps. It helps people see you. Like, oh, your eyes naturally just go to, like, the tallest person in the room. It's a threat assessment. Everybody just looks like, oh, look, who's this? It's instinctual. Men and women do this. It's like, I've got to assess whether this guy's a threat to me or not. Okay, and women do the exact same thing. So, which is why, yes, height is a big deal in the night game environment where, eyes are going to be on the tall guy. And if you're, like, that much taller, which is why, like, Mystery, that guy that used to wear the top hats that was, like, the godfather of PUA, he used to wear, like, 5-inch she lifts so he could tower over everybody else in the night game environment. And it helped. I think it would probably help because, it looks like he's that much more intimidating. He towers over everybody in the entire room, even though he's wearing, like, high heels. If you want to increase your odds of success, add some shoe lifts, give yourself an extra, 2 or 3 inches, so you make yourself that much taller. People can, like, your eyes will get attracted to you that much quicker because you're noticeably taller. Yeah, if you are a short guy, online can be used to your advantage. You can hide the fact that you are shorter than average, but you have to make up for that once you're on that date. You're going to have to overcome that, deficit. Now, day game, again, because you're competing against so few other men, some of these women that you will approach will have, basically nobody else competing for. Okay, in which case you have a very good chance of dating, hooking up with this chick, possibly having a relationship with her, because you're not being compared to, hundreds of other men, thousands of other men online. You're only being compared to other men that she knows, from her social circle, which is probably very small, like the guys from work or guys from school, or, the very few men that are in her life, okay? Which is why there's big returns for guys that can actually cold approach, get over that approach anxiety, get into the arena of day game. Because so few men do this, which is why you can have very high profit margins in this environment, because there's so little competition. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you need help doing this, maximizing your strengths and minimizing your weaknesses so you can get to sexual abundance as quick as possible, that's exactly what I help guys do in my coaching program. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching.